of Decon Positive Mental Health, organized by Manasa Subakara Mindcare Hyderabad. First, Mrs. Sudha to introduce resource person.
Yeah. Hi, I'm pleased to welcome Mrs. Vasmati, who is a research scholar in psychology from Garden City University, Bangalore. She's a seasoned veteran in her field. Her area of specialization is Indian psychology. Prior to pursuing Prior to pursuing her doctoral research, she had completed her MPhil in public administration as well as master's in counseling psychology. She is also a successful entrepreneur, having run a preschool in Bangalore for more than 10 years. Vasmati has presented numerous papers in national and international conferences and webinars. Quite a few of her papers have been published in peer-reviewed journals. She has been a resource person for many webinars, and she also has been a technical coordinator in a few national and international conferences. She is also a recipient of Chanakya Award 2022 for her achievements and work in the field of education. The forum is yours, ma'am.
Thank you very much for your very warm welcome, Sudha ma'am. It's an honor to be here and present a topic which is very important for this current situation. So without much further ado, let me share my presentation to you all. Just give me a second. Are you able to see my screen slides?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Hello, Muttaya sir. A very warm welcome. I'm really humbled and happy that you are being present for my webinar. Thank you so much. Ma'am, can you give the sharing operation because I am not able to share the presentation?
Yeah, I have a program by 7 o'clock. At least half an hour I would like to be here. As Mr. Janakar Rao used to say, please be here for some time.
Yes, sir.
That
Thank
is
you.
great, Muttaya. That is great, Muttaya.
Welcome, welcome. Go ahead.
So you're now able to see
Yeah,
my...
yeah, we got it, got it.
Yeah, now it started.
Right. So I'm Vasumati, a research scholar from Garden City University, Bangalore. And today we are going to discuss about the character strengths in positive psychology. The reason why I say discuss is because it is going to be a little bit of interactive session as well. So I request all the participants to just answer or just give your views when there are few questions put forward. So going forward with the session, first let me introduce why this character strength or why this word we are using like character or why is it important in our lives. So first thing is man being a social animal, he likes to form a relationship with anybody who is living to next to him, be it his wife or siblings or be it his employees, students, friendship, everything. So when we form a relationship, we try to find something good in that person, then only we feel happy to form that relationship. So good character is something what people often look for in others. So the character strengths are basically the positive qualities that suggest that the person is having a good character or not. And when we say about this, we can put it in a very simple way, like character strengths are those traits that show people's assets, that is the good part they are having rather than their faults or their issues. So it helps them basically, this character strengths and virtues help people to assess the fellow human being to form the relationship, and it forms the backbone of positive psychology, because positive psychology is a branch of psychology which speaks about making a person happy, making an individual happy, not only for an individual but also the society on the higher view or a larger scale being very happy. So this is the backbone of positive psychology, and it has been the most important effort that has been generated by the positive psychologist. So when I say positive psychology, there are many people, I think, who are not from psychology background. So when I say positive psychology, the next question comes to their mind is there a negative psychology then? Why is the name given as positive psychology? So just to give them an introduction, a very brief introduction about positive psychology. So what is positive psychology? Basically, positive psychology is concerned to be making a person or an individual happy and make his life more worthful, so that it focus on making a fully satisfied life. So that is the main core aim of positive psychology. So when we see, it is one of the newest branches of psychology to emerge, and the particular area, as I said, it focuses on how to help human beings prosper and lead a healthy and a happy life. And while many other branches of psychology tends to focus on dysfunction and abnormal behavior like clinical psychology, positive psychology is basically centered on helping people becoming more and more happier. When we read about positive psychology, it is very important to understand the history behind why the psychology came into emergence. So before World War II, the psychologists actually were having very three important distinct missions. One was curing mental illness. Second one was making the lives of all people more productive and fulfilling. And the third one was identifying and nurturing high talent or a very good talent. So, but after the Second World War started, and once it finished, the primary focus of psychology shifted to the first priority, that is treating abnormal behavior and mental illness. But during 1950s, the humanist psychologists like Eric Fromm, Carl Rogers, Abraham Maslow, they started to put more importance to the other two dimensions or missions of psychology, like making the lives of psychologists like Eric Fromm, Carl Rogers, Abraham Maslow, they started to put more importance to the other two dimensions or missions of psychology, like making the lives of people more productive and also identifying and nurturing high talent. So what they did was they developed many theories that actually focused on the happiness and positive aspects of human nature. So when we see the important dates that are connected with positive psychology are in 1998, Martin Seligman was selected as the president of American Psychological Association, which is called as APA. So he took positive psychology as the important theme of during his term. And Martin Seligman is widely celebrated as the father of contemporary positive psychology. And during his tenure in 2002, the first international conference on positive psychology was held. And in 2006, positive psychology became the Harvard University's most popular class. And in 2009, there was a first World Congress on positive psychology. And it took place in Philadelphia, which Seligman and Philip Zimbardo were making important discoveries and speeches about positive psychology. But do you think before that, before world like Seligman or Abraham Maslow spoke about positive psychology, do you think that other cultures did not speak, or was there no prevalence of positive psychology? No. There were in all the cultures across the globe, positive psychology was a part and parcel of many philosophical and religious scriptures. If you see in India, the Puranas or Vedas or mythological stories which exhibit certain characters with good character strengths as being who will have a fulfilled life, and certain characters which are not supposed to follow. Values and action system was first found by Martin Seligman and his colleagues. So what they did was they did a major studies in all the religions and philosophical traditions, and they found that 6 virtues like courage, humanity, justice, temperance, wisdom and knowledge, and transcendence. These were shared virtues across all cultures. They were same. They were given different names, different text, but these were the same 6 virtues that all the cultures across the world for 3 millennia were telling that these are the best virtues a human should have. So they have developed this VIA, values and action system, based on those virtues. And according to positive psychology, if you see, good character is exemplified, or it is characterized by 24 widely valued character strengths. So these 24 strengths are very important, which comes under the 6 virtues. So if you see, this 24 character strengths again was identified by Martin Seligman and Neil Mason. That's why he is regarded as the father of positive psychology. Martin Seligman is still teaching in Pennsylvania University, and he has written many books, and I will give the website where you can go and search about him and read about his works. And he organized these 24 characters strengths under 6 broad virtues. And if you see, they created an institute which is called as Values in Action Institute on character. This institute actually, it identifies the positive character strength that all people have in varying degrees. So what are the 24 character strengths? So I'm talking about 6 virtues, 24 character strengths, but we need to know what are they. So we are going to understand that. But before going into that, we need to know how did he classify. See, I cannot, since it is a science, and science needs an objective, a proper numerical value, or a objective idea that it should be generalized and anybody can replicate, and it should be accepted across the culture. So I cannot say this character or this strength I feel is important, so it should be important for all the human beings. No, there are certain criteria which he had included to understand and to assimilate the character strengths into the virtues. So for example, if we see, we'll take honesty as an important character strength. So that should be, for example, honesty should be stable across time and situations. So that is the first condition that it should satisfy. Then it should be valued in its own rights, even in absence of other benefits. So if you're honest, you should value that in being honest, not because you get some benefits because you are honest. So that is very important. The third one is, it should be recognized and valued in almost every culture, and it should be away from non-controversial and independent of politics, because it is very important that each culture has different values. So this one character strength which he has selected, it should be a representative in every culture across the globe. The fourth one is, the culture should provide role models. For example, for honesty, we have certain persons to look upon. We can say this person is honest, and across culture, everybody should have a role model for that particular character strength. And the last one is, the parents of every culture should aim to instill that trait or value in their children. Every parent should like that their child should, or desire their child should have honesty. Then if it satisfies all these conditions, then it comes as a character strength. So we have spoken about how they have found the 24 character strength. Now, how do they classify it? They have classified, as I told you, by into 6 classes of virtues. One is, first virtue is wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. So these are the 6 virtues. And below the 6 virtues, these 24 character strengths were brought into the division. So when I say 6 into 4, 24, no, it was not that easy calculation. Some virtues had 5 character strengths, some virtues had 3 character strengths, but basically each character strength was explaining the virtue of the group which they belong to. So this is basically the circle where you understand which virtue and which character strength falls under the division. Wisdom and knowledge, for example, is having 5 character strengths. Humanity has 3, temperance has 4, justice has 3. So we will be looking into this in detail, but this is a general outlook of how the virtues and the 24 character strengths are divided. Here I would like to bring into a very interesting point that this is the basis of moral values, which our new education policy in 2020 has given as the framework for moral value education in schools. So basically, if you see, these values have been included along with our cultural values of some like Swachhata and other things, but these are the basic framework which they have included. Now, when we go to the first one, wisdom and knowledge, creativity, curiosity, and judgment and open-mindedness, and all this, love for learning, perspective. So these 5, main 5, it comes under the virtue of wisdom and knowledge. When I say wisdom and knowledge, it is like the curious and creative we allow ourselves to become. The more we gain perspective and wisdom, in turn love what we are learning. I'll explain this to a very simple example. See, we all know Isaac Newton, right? So he discovered the gravitational force. Before him and after him, many people saw that apple is falling from the tree, but only he had the curiosity to look, why is it falling down? Why is it not going up? So he had the curiosity. Then he had the open-mindedness, that is, he examined things from all the different sides. So he was thinking thoroughly. He started his research. Why is it not going up? Why is it coming down? What is it pulling down? And how are birds flying up? And then the creativity comes. Creativity is of thinking to do new things in a different way. So for example, he didn't follow certain books which were given during his time. So he had his own mind to understand, and he started his research. So that's where creativity comes. Then love for learning. Once that creativity comes in, then he had the love of what he was learning. So what he found through his research. So he had that love for understanding why it fell down, what was the reason, and finally the perspective and wisdom. He also was able to share his wisdom with others, share his perspective with others, and looking the world in a way that it makes sense. So he didn't just believe that, okay, everything falls down. He had the question, why everything fell down? Why everything falls down? Why everything is not going up? But certain things, but if you see the birds fly high, why is it? So based on his idea, that is curiosity, open-mindedness. So this is a very good example of that virtue of wisdom and knowledge. Hope I am clear. Participants?
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. The next one we are going to see is courage. Do you think only the person who fights a battle at our border is actually having the courage? Or do you think we all have courage? Because we, on a day-to-day life, we have so many battles to look forward to. We fight every day with our battles, both internally as well as externally, and we all have courage, but we do not identify or we do not understand how it is being coming out. So bravery, perseverance, honesty, and zest are the main character strength of this virtue. If you see in this, mainly people who are courageous have a persistent nature, that they keep on doing till they accomplish the goal, whatever opposition they face. It may be internally or it may be externally, like how we face in our day-to-day life. And it is associated with honesty. We know what honesty means. Whatever happens, we stand on the side of truth. The second one is bravery. Bravery is where we fight our challenges, difficulties, and not shrinking from any threat. Then persistence. This can also be combined with your resilience power. So if you have resilience, yes, you are having the virtue of courage. So this helps you to finish certain things which you have started. You don't give up because there is a challenge or a hurdle in between. And then you have the zest. Zest is approaching everything in life with energy and excitement. And you see the zest in small children. A newborn baby approaches life with so much of excitement and energy. And even the toddlers, only as we grow up, we lose the sense of the zest. We lose this character of zest. We approach everything with certain judgment. We don't look at the world at energy and excitement. But that is a very, very important character strength for this virtue of courage. Then we move on to the third virtue, which is humanity. So, humanity is where you have a range of interpersonal character strengths. I can give you a very good example for this. Have you watched Oprah Winfrey's talk show? Actually, she is regarded as the symbol of virtue by many humanitarians. You know why? Because in every show, she approaches her guest with respect. She also appreciates them, and she shows a genuine interest in what they say. She understands their emotions. That is a form of social intelligence. So she forms the connect. She forms that empathy with the people, and she also practices kindness through her various charity organizations which she has, and she shows her love to her friends and family. That's why she is considered as a virtue among the humanitarians. So if you see, these are the basic core strengths, character strengths of humanity. So kindness is where your empathy, compassion, all that comes in. Love is the friendship which you can form, make a person comfortable with your love and affection you should, even to a stranger. It is not only to between people who know, even to unknown person, you can make a connection with your friendship and love. And the social intelligence, understanding the emotions and feelings of what goes in a person. So these are the main character strengths of humanity. Now we move on to the fourth one, justice. The reason why I am explaining this with examples is you can connect many people whom you know. Their names might not be in our books, they might not be in newspapers, but they would be a part and parcel of your life. Even your parents can be an example of many of these virtues. So when I explain, you can just attach the virtues and see where they all stand and how you can take them as a role model. So justice, when we see, it speaks about teamwork, fairness, and leadership. So when I speak about this, people who are strong in justice and they have a civic strength which they give importance for the healthy community. So the best example we can give is from our own nation, Mahatma Gandhi. So what he did, he led India towards the independence, and he created many movements for civil rights and freedom by actively creating many non-violent actions, disobedient movements, and his methods are applied universally now. So these people are example of this sort of virtue, justice. So they have fairness, they treat all people as the same. And the leadership, organizing group activities and making sure that things happen towards the goal which they have framed, and also teamwork. They are being an active citizen who is socially responsible, and they are also loyal and a good team member as well. So this is the important, these three are the important characteristic strengths of the justice group. Then we move on to temperance. What is temperance? Temperance is actually a moderation in action thought. That is, you restrain certain thoughts or certain activities or certain characters. So under this, if you see, being that is being forgiving, merciful, modesty, humility, prudence, and self-regulation. If you see, prudence is basically nothing, doing right thing. That is doing certain things which you will not regret later. So these are these character strengths actually helps you to move away from being arrogant, selfish, or any other characters which are unbalanced. So being humble, being with humility actually helps you to understand where you are, how you are, and leaving your success just for the work and not taking it very personally inside and boasting it. Forgiveness and mercy. You forgive people who are wrong them. You can forgive, but never forget the lesson you have learned from that. And then we have prudence, as I said, do the right thing, which you will making the correct choices, which you will not regret in future. Why I did that. Then self-regulation is basically your self-discipline and your self-control. Then we move to the last virtue, which is the transcendence. So when I speak about transcendence, most of the religions, Eastern religions, as well as the Western religions, they speak about transcendence, but the levels vary. And if you see positive psychology or Abraham Maslow's humanistic theory mainly speaks about self-actualization, which is a part of this transcendence. So transcendence is nothing where you forge a connection with God. It need not be a person with all human features. It may be the nature, it may be a power, whichever you feel a connection with. So that is forging a connection between you and a higher energy or a higher power, or with the nature, which is the most important power which we can visualize each and every day. So he is a person who has this virtue of transcendence. He appreciates beauty, he appreciates hope, humor, and he has spirituality and gratitude, the very important character strength, which is I feel the backbone of many other characters. So if we see, the best example I can give you is Dalai Lama. So Dalai Lama is a transcendent being. So he speaks openly like why he has never lost hope with humanity. And he also appreciates nature in his talks. If you listen to him, he will always appreciate nature to its perfection. And he lives in according to what he believes that his intended purpose. So understanding the meaning and purpose of your life is the very important character strength of this transcendence virtue. So appreciation of beauty, gratitude, hope, humor. Humor is nothing, just enjoying fun things and making other people happy, making them smile. Putting a big smile on others' face is a character strength. And then spirituality or a sense of purpose. So these are the six basic virtues which have 24 character strength. Now the question is, why do we need to know about it, or how can we assess? Okay, I am having gratitude, I might have honest, but how do I assess? As I told you, science. If I'm saying this branch, positive psychology, is science, then definitely it should have a way to assess. It should have a number, a numerical value attached to it, saying that yes, you have this percentage of this character strength. So how do you assess it? So one of the main reason why we assess positive character strength is use that information to understand yourself better, identify and build on the person's strength. So you should need to know which strength you have and how you can improve it, and how you are unique, which character makes you unique from others. So one way, that is the main reason to assess. And the second one is, if your character strength is known, then the psychologists, educators, parents, and even a person, individual, can see, as I told you, why you are unique and how to help the person build on those strengths and to improve situations or outcomes. And the main thing is, strengths you classify because you know what is right about the people rather than pathologize what is wrong with them. So it is always better. That is the core aim of positive psychology. You start with a positive note. You start with a right note with the other person rather than finding faults with others. So that is one of the reason why we assess. And for assessing, they have got a very beautiful tool called Values in Action Inventory of Strength. It is called as VIAIS in short form. So this has formerly it was known as a Values in Action Inventory. This is a proprietary psychological assessment. Why we say proprietary? Because it is owned by certain people and you have to pay to them to get the scores. So you can get the scores, but you need to get the help of which value you have more, which character strength you have more. And it is actually designed to identify your individual profile. And it was created by Christopher Peterson and Martin Seligman. Why did they choose? Why did they create this? Because they have their for this character strength in positive psychology, they have a handbook called Character Strength and Virtues. This is equivalent to the DSM, or the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, used in traditional psychology. So for people who are not aware of DSM is nothing but it helps to understand certain clinically for abnormal psychology, for certain mental disorders. What are the conditions, why it has come, and what are the causes for it, how to cure. So everything would be given in this DSM. Likewise, in CSV, that is the Character Strength and Virtues Handbook, actually helps to understand the positive parts of your characters. And then CSV actually is helping people to recognize and build on their strengths. And as I have always been telling throughout this session, this is the core aim of positive psychology, that is making your life more fulfilling rather than simply treating your mental illness. Now we move to, okay, very quick on this. It has 240 items, totally 24 character strengths, which each character will be having 10 items. And a person approximately requires around 30 to 40 minutes to finish this VIAIS. It is available in a website, but if you need to know more personally about that, you have to pay for it. I will give the website's link at the end of the session. Now we have spoken about character strengths and everything. So how do we develop the character strengths, or how do we know which character present in children? Because right from young we need to see. Can anyone tell me what characters do you think, character strengths do you think that a child possesses at a young age? Please unmute yourself. I cannot read the chat box.
Definitely child possesses, no doubt about it.
Definitely.
Child possesses these character strengths, but maybe very dormant, very initial stages.
Okay, so which character strength do you see that it exhibits, the child exhibits? I'll put the question in that way. Which character strength do you feel that the child puts out?
Kindness,
compassion.
Compassion, yes.
kindness,
Yes.
Love.
Creativity, yes. Love, yes.
Curiosity.
Curiosity, yes.
honesty,
Honesty, it may vary with the situations, because they don't understand that to a certain age. What I'm saying is very young age, say a toddler of 2 to 3 years or 4 years.
Definitely.
So as whatever you have said, the strengths of love, zest, hope are associated with happiness starting at a very young age. So they found with a research thing that these are the main three things, and I include happiness and compassion also with this, that these character strengths starts to be exhibited at a very young age. And how do we develop, basically if you see, a positive or a secure attachment given by the caregiver at a very early stage will result in a psychological and social well adjustment. That is in the sense that they develop a very positive character strengths when they grow up. And nurturing of a child plays a very significant role in development of their character strengths, because you see children, they normally look at role models, they look at others to understand. So the environment, the parents, they all should be nurturing the children right from the beginning and making them understand which character strengths are good for their development. Now we move into adolescence. So when
One
we
second.
say, yeah,
One second. You
yes,
talked about only 3 characteristics, remember, for the child, toddler.
yes,
Just
love,
love
zest,
and hope.
hope, and
I think
happiness.
you have to definitely add, they may add or not, they may not add. Curiosity. Child is always curious. Even
Definitely,
to
yes,
that they have to
yes,
add the curiosity or creativity, whatever the word you want to use. Because what I'm saying is, if we go only by the theory of what somebody said, we are not going to add something which really we believe in. Go ahead.
Right. I go with what you say, but this is a research result, and always research is being conducted so that somebody else will be coming and adding up more points with their research. So basically, this is what, according to positive psychology founders, they found these are across the culture. They are not taking only one culture. Across the culture, they found that love, zest, and hope with happiness are the basic character strengths. But as you said, I also agree with curiosity and understanding things easily. So
Go
next
go
we
ahead.
move into adolescence. So when we say adolescent, so we say that with higher level of zest, hope, and leadership, the, the adolescent starts to have a lower level of anxiety and depression. So this is a continuation of your childhood. So when you move into the adolescent age, when parents or the caregivers give them certain way or certain importance to the character strength, then the like gratitude, meaning, hope, though you need not have the exact transcendence word, but when you teach the children like these are very important for your life, then the adolescent who grows up will be having a very positive relationship. He would be creating dreams, and in fact he will find the sense of purpose of his life. So finally he will have a very fulfilled life. So these are the character strengths which we need to develop in adolescence. And at present, if a child has a zest, hope, and leadership, when he grows with that, then he displays a lower level of anxiety and depression. Now there is a very important question. I think it's a way of interesting question as well. What strengths do women score higher? So it was a research done cross culturally. So what strengths do you think that women score higher in?
Obviously, love.
Love. Okay. Anybody else? Any
Compassion and
compassion? That is, yeah,
understanding also.
understanding.
Women are great in understanding, unlike men. Though I
Right.
belong to that category, it is a different issue.
No, that
Fact is
is
fact.
correct.
Fact
Yes,
is fact.
yes.
Hope,
So, hope. Yes,
spirituality also, to a large extent.
yes, yes. Somebody is nailing
Nurturing,
it perfectly.
nurturing,
Ah,
Nurturing. Okay. So,
Forgiving nature.
forgiving nature. Okay. So we'll see how it was found. Like when Martin Seligman and his colleagues, when they studied about all major religions and they did their research with all the philosophical traditions to find the universal virtue, they also did research on gender and character strengths and across the cross culture and how on what score each gender was scoring higher, and across culturally how femininity and masculinity was looked upon on the character strength perspective. So women scored highest on strengths of honesty, kindness, love, gratitude, and fairness. And life satisfaction for women was actually predicted with zest, gratitude, hope, appreciation of beauty, excellence, and love for other women. And in cross cultural study, as I told you, femininity was positively correlated with love, social intelligence, appreciation of beauty, love for learning, forgiveness, spirituality, and creativity. I think somebody, sorry, any doubt? Okay, so basically, many of you had told all these characters. So we know what are the character strengths, what women do possess. And when we go into the characteristics where strengths where men score higher, if you see, they've scored higher on honesty, hope, humor, gratitude, creativity, and curiosity. And their life satisfaction was predicted by creativity, perspective, fairness, and humor. I want, why I'm giving you all this character strength separately is because I want you to just think as a man or a woman, do you possess this, or can you relate with this? Can you correlate with the thing which they have given? See, these are all research based. It need not be exactly pinpointing everything. But if universally, if we feel, yes, I have a connection, yes, I feel, yes, this is correct, then yes, the research or the character strengths is what they predict for men or women is good. Then not only in creativity, they also scored high in leadership, self-control, and zest. Zest was also a point for women. And in cross-cultural studies, as we also know, when in the gender psychology we have read that masculine strengths do not equate with love, forgiveness, or love of learning, and many other things. Now we have come to the end part of the session. So take summarizing of what we have learned till now is the character strength inventory can identify both strengths and the ways to use these strengths in a person's life. So that's why it is very, very important to undergo this VIA inventory scale. And the measurement of character strengths have many applications, right, from life satisfaction to happiness and other well-being predictors. And it also helps to build the positive character strengths, which can help people to improve their life and emotional well-being, as well as challenges and the difficulties which they are facing in day-to-day life. How to address that, how to face your challenges, how to bring out the positivity from you, how to express yourself as a positive human being. And before closing, the thought for the day, I would want each one of you to ask this question: what strengths do you possess? What character strengths do you possess? Please make a note in your diary or in a paper. Just list out, these are the strengths which I possess, and what implications can you see this having in our world today. So this is for you to remediate, or it is for you to rethink about yourself, about the character strength which you have, and can you see how you can strengthen your character. So these are the three important questions I want each one of the participants to ask to yourself after this session. And these are the references I have used. And as I told you, the last one, Authentic Happiness, is the website where you can read more about Martin Seligman and positive psychology. And the last one which I have given, you can take a screenshot or something, or I will put it down, is where you can get the VIA-IS, that is the inventory for assessing your values. You can take the test there. And thank you. I will stop sharing my screen.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for questions.
Yeah, thank you, Vasumati. She accepted immediately when I contacted her. Thank you so much. You beautifully explained what are the character strength and how we can implement in our day-to-day life. We can apply this knowledge on employees, students, friends, even for us also. As she mentioned, VAA test is available in net. We can do it for free of cost. Yeah, friends, you can interact with ma'am. Those who are having any doubt, you can interact with ma'am.
Any questions have come in the chat box? I'll just look. Right, okay. Any questions you can please ask me?
Yeah, Dinakara sir.
Hello, very, very good session, Vasumati. I'm very happy.
Thank you, sir.
Of
Thank
course,
you.
I think I'm very sure the time was not sufficient for you. that is a constraint generally we face here. But really a good session, very clearly and lucidly have explained. And our Sunanda has done that positive psychology from the Pennsylvania University. I think most of you know that. I was also thinking, but at my age, I was thinking whether to go ahead or not. There is a different issue, but wonderful. You have done a great job.
Yeah,
I'm
for
very happy.
learning, no age, sir.
No,
You're always saying.
I know. Dina Ratnakar, what is your idea? Unmute and say something. Dina Ratnakar is our bank man. Go ahead, say something.
Yes, sir.
Excellent session.
Thank you, sir.
With regard to children, how the traits are developing. We know it, but again, with a lot of things that we learn today, sir.
Wonderful.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, she beautifully mentioned for men, women, and kids. She separated each and every characters.
Mm. That is
Yeah, Kirti Sudharamani.
Really, I'm also I was listening. Today, I am fortunate that I could attend this session. Every week, I am missing somehow that was happening at my end. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's really, um, positivity, full of positivity, how to develop
Thank you, ma'am.
ourselves. Thank you so much for your inputs. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Sudha. Yeah, others can interact with ma'am.
I think either it was very clear or it was very confused. So
No,
no
no,
questions
no,
forward.
no, very clear, very clear, very clear. Undoubtedly very clear.
Yes,
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
it was
much.
very clear need of the hour. After post-corona, everyone, they are very much feared of their mental health.
Correct. But always positive psychology helps you to look life more positively.
Yeah.
And actually, I feel everybody should have at least a course in positive psychology to understand what it says, or at least go through the webpage, understand what positive psychology means, because it will help you to be more optimistic in many situations of stress and anxiety when you are feeling, when you're not able to come out of it. You need the quality of hope, the character strength of hope. How to develop it? Yes, you can definitely go through it. I think there is a question in the chat box. People generally believe they are born with some character strengths and they can't change for it for better. How do we educate them? True. See, as positive psychology, as I was telling, it doesn't speak about the character strengths which you find fault with others. You have to bank on the character strengths which are positive. So you have to make them more, or strengthen the positive characters of that person, and try to pull out that potential out of them. The more positivity comes, it is actually the thing. The more positive comes, the negative goes down. So that's how you can manage certain character strengths which you feel that it is not right. But every human being, according to positive psychologists, have a very beautiful good quality or good virtues in them. So we have to identify those positive virtues and try to bring it out, rather than pointing out the faults. Slowly that will make them change their character strengths which you feel it is a fault for them. Again, it is our own perspective. So for them it might do good, it might not good. Enhance the strength and reduce the weakness. Yes, exactly. Enhance the strength. You have to put them, you have to bring them, you have to strengthen their positive, and you have to reduce the weakness. That will automatically reduce. You need not do anything about it. No self-doubt, no judgment of others. Feel much contented with. Oh, thank you so much, Anita ma'am. Thank you, Malati ma'am.
Yeah, daily in positive psychology, what we can start, three positive things, only three positive things. Before going to bed or after waking up, we have to make a note. That is the first exercise in positive psychology. We can also practice that. We have to focus on positive things in our day-to-day life. Only we have to focus on positive things. Then, as ma'am said, each one has a good quality of strength. We have to focus on that. We have to find out where I am good or where I am not good. Both we have to know, and we have to focus on strength.
So the exercise which I had given at the last, that is a thought for the day. If each one of you make a table at least once a week, if you go through it, you would be understanding that where you stand and which character strength you need to develop. So the only the positive.
Yeah,
Do not,
self-regulation.
do not please put into any negative character strength which you feel you might have. No, put only the positive. Focus on the positive character strength. And if you feel okay, I do not have gratitude as much as I need to have. Yes, try to push it forward. But you have gratitude. It is in the lesser level. That's all. All character strengths are present in us. But as I said, it is present in a varying degree. How to fine tune that lies in our hands. Like how to do it is a daily exercise for us. And I think there was one more comment. Gratitude journal, focus on positive things, improvement areas. Yes, Malati ma'am, that's a very good thing. Gratitude journal is one which everybody should maintain, because gratitude helps you to grow forward. Gratitude has actually a circle of many other virtues or character strengths in it. It itself is a separate topic for us to discuss, because gratitude is one of the most needed, I would say, the character for every human being, at that too at this situation, which many people lack. They don't even thank the nature. It is not only for fellow human beings. The water we use, the dress which we wear is done by many people. We cannot wear a dress without others' help. So we have to have that sense of gratitude. So it is very important that we make a note, we maintain gratitude journal and focus on positive things always.
Yeah, I think no other doubt, Vasmati. Shall we conclude today's session?
Yes, sure.
Yes, Sudha Garu. Sir, Dinakara sir, you can do, sir. Mute lo undaru meeru.
Sorry, I was into something. I just came.
Yeah, it's
Sir,
okay.
continue, please. Sir,
Unmute
you are
చేయండి.
on mute. You are on mute, sir.
Mute lo undaru meeru.
What year Sudha can do, because I can't repeat all the on behalf of low points and all those things. I don't remember.
It's okay, sir. Whatever you want to.
Anyhow, Vasmati, you are quite young and research scholar, but you have done a great session, wonderful presentation, and we felt very, very happy about it, because most of us belong to the believers in positive psychology, thanks to Dr. Suresh Murugesan, and of course our Deccan's founding mother, Sunanda. We believe in positive psychology, but we are trying to develop much more. As I told you, yours is an excellent session. Your PPT is good. Your presentation is good, and the clarifications you have given for every question, including the oral, vocal questions, and also in the chat box, they are quite clear. Thanks to you, Vasumati, on behalf of all the participants,
Thank you, sir.
especially on behalf of the Deccan Positive Mental Health Group, on behalf of Sunanda and our sister Swati. Swati has opened this session. Again, thank you. I am highly thankful to you. All the best to you. Come up in life. I think you are a doctorate already.
No, sir.
Now you get your doctorate first, then we will call you Dr. Vasmati. All
Sure,
the best.
sir. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. I thank all the organizers, especially Sunanda ma'am, for giving me this opportunity to speak about the character strengths and positive psychology, because I gave her two options, like either online disinhibition, like cyber psychology, or character strengths. But my favorite was this subject, and she chose exactly this. Thank you so much, Sunanda ma'am, and thank you, Dinakar sir, and all other participants for making this session really wonderful and very positive. I really feel the positive energy from all of you. I have filled myself with the positive energy from you participants. Thank you so much. Good night.
Yeah, thank you, Vasmati.
Thank you.
You
Thanks,
rub
yeah.
the positive vibes to us.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you, friends.